Are you wondering how to plug into the community in Tacoma and beyond? I'm Marguerite from MoveToTacoma.com.
And I'm Karen Jaguar, her niece and fellow real estate agent in Tacoma.
And we're here today to talk about how we've plugged in and how you can find your own community within the City of Destiny.
I love this topic.
Yes. So, Karen, you were speaking before we started talking about how your community has changed over time. What are some ways, you moved here 15 years ago. What are the ways that you have plugged in initially, and how has that changed over time?
So this is the longest I've lived anywhere, growing up in the military. As you know, I've moved around a lot. So I really wanted to ground myself here and find my community. And what I've discovered now that I'm in my 30s is my community has changed. So places where I really felt a sense of belonging and purpose. For example, for a while I volunteered at Oasis Youth Center and the Rainbow Center in Tacoma. And as I got older, I joined the board of the Rainbow Center, and I did that for 6 years. And then coming out of that, turning off that, it's like, what now? Where do I go?
I think for people who are used to other communities, one thing to understand about Tacoma is it is a place where you can volunteer with a nonprofit for a couple of years and then get on the board. A lot of communities, it's very exclusive, and if you don't know somebody, if you don't have the right last name, in Tacoma, people need you.
No, and we actually prefer it not be that way. We want accurate representations of our community. We don't want, just I know somebody. That's nice sometimes because it's easier sometimes to find people because you already know them. But even better to have a variety of humans serving on a board of a nonprofit. Besides just nonprofits, because Tacoma has a lot of nonprofits.
True.
That's a very easy way to get plugged in if volunteering is something you want to do. For me, as I have gotten older, I'm also trying to find places to satisfy my spiritual health. So I started going to a meditation group on Sundays, Tacoma Buddhist temple. I want to check that out. And what I've realized is Tacoma feels really small, right? It feels like a smaller city in a lot of ways. It's big.
Yeah.
I kind of got into this thinking of I already know most of the people. I started thinking I already know all the happenings. I don't know at all.
Yeah.
I'm discovering so many places and people I don't recognize. And you get in kind of that bubble sometimes.
That makes a lot of sense. I know when I first moved to Tacoma, I'm from Pierce County, but when I first moved to the city, I was involved in a co-working space. And a lot of the closest personal and professional connections that I made when I was new to town were in that co-working space. At the time, there was only one. Now I think there are 4. There's a lot of choices where you can go to make those personal and professional connections. And you can go, like you say, very deep in that world. And then you step out of it into the nonprofit world. It's a whole different crowd. You step out of it into the Al-Anon family group, Buddhist temple, church crowd. You're going to have a completely different set of people.
Or even if you, what's your goal, I guess, is a good place to start. Do you want to volunteer in your community? Is it your spiritual help? Is it book clubs? I've done those things. And then physical. I love about here is you tried out the runners group.
Yeah, there's Tacoma Runners, the Puget Sound Plungers, the Mountaineers.
Bicycle Gals.
If you're into outdoor pursuits, you're going to have a very easy time finding community because every niche outdoor pursuit has a group to get started with.
Yeah, so you don't even need a friend to go with you. They're really friendly and approachable. And I guess that's one of my tips is just getting more comfortable going places by yourself. I can say that in my 30s more confidently. It's harder in my 20s. And something I've been on a journey with is if something doesn't feel right, that's okay. You can try it and then try something else. So that's a tip I would recommend is try things, and then if they don't work or you need to take a step back, that's life.
That's awesome. One thing I wanted to ask you about is, as a member of the LGBT community, what advice do you have for folks that are trying to plug in who might be coming from places where there wasn't a strong community in that way? Is it as simple as just showing up for a Rainbow Center event or showing up for an Oasis Youth Center event? Is it really that easy, or is it more nuanced?
I would say it's probably more nuanced, but again, going back to your goal. Like, do you want to feel like you're contributing to the success of the LGBTQ community? Like, do you want to mentor? Because that's something you could do at Oasis. Do you just want to meet other like-minded individuals, then go to an event at the Rainbow Center? Is it just a social thing? You know, there's the mix. Hang out at the mix.
All roads lead to the mix.
Yeah, so I will say it's fairly easy to get plugged in. Like, the community here is really big, it's really friendly, and enthusiastic. So if you come to somebody who you know's already plugged in, or even like go onto the Rainbow Center's website, find somebody to email, like, they will invite you in. It doesn't feel cliquey or closed off.
And I think that's probably a good place to end, is just Tacoma in general. You know, we have our pros and our cons, but when it comes to community, it is pretty accessible. Whatever the avenue that you're taking to find a community, like, you know, it might not be perfect, but you're welcome. Like, we're looking for people for the book club, for the board.
Queer City Sports.
Yes.
Like, there's a place for everyone here.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for answering questions and sharing your perspective, Karen.
Always.
Move to Tacoma.com.